Hi, Mike here, and here are my tips to make your race day go smoother. There are about 10 or 11 tips here, but let's start with number one. Probably what I call rule number one before you go to any race, and that is to go before you go. Remember, Mom was right. You got to go before you go, and if you're going to a race of some sort, invariably that is going to involve going to use some kind of portaloo. So if you can use the comfort of your own throne, as we call it here in the UK, then do so. And to make some extra friends very quickly, take some extra loo roll with you as well, so that when you get there, you're not going to fall short of a portaloo not having any paper. Tip number two for helping you to have a smoother race day is to give breakfast time to digest. I invariably use a rule of thumb of about 2 hours. So I'll have my regular breakfast that I normally have had during my training, and give it at least 2 hours to digest and let nature take its course, shall we speak? Shall we say? So yeah, give breakfast enough time to get through your system so that when you're out there running and racing, it's not going to fall heavy on your stomach. Tip number three is use two alarm clocks. Always have a backup alarm clock, especially if it's a big race, for your London marathons, your Great North runs, your really big events, because I've fallen foul of making, well, not making, but relying on something like my mobile to wake me up, and lo and behold, the mobile's run out of juice overnight, and I wake up late, and then you're already stressed before you've even got to the race. So use one of those analog tick-tock type clocks as well, to help you to get up on time. Another tip is to take at least one bin liner with you in your kit bag. One, you can use it to fashion some kind of poncho, punch 3 holes in and stick it over your head to keep the wind off you, the rain off you, etc. Two, you can use it to sit on the ground if you are waiting around for a while. And number three is you can use it to stick your sweaty gear in afterwards. So that's poncho, something to sit on, and use it to put away your stinky, sweaty gear. Tip number five is designate where you are going to meet or high five or wave to your spectators. So if you've got friends and family coming along, then make sure that you know where they're going to be. So say it's mile 3 on the left as you run, so that when you're running along, you can then just keep an eye out at certain mile markers or kilometer markers, and you can easily spot them. To make it even easier for you to spot the people that have come along to support you, try and get them to wear something really colourful or hold something up in the air so that you can actually spot them easier. Because it's much easier for you as a runner to spot the spectator as opposed to the spectator trying to spot you as you run along, because they're going to go cross-eyed as you run past. And also designate where you're going to meet friends and loved ones afterwards, because you can't always rely on your mobile phone working during and after a big race such as the London Marathon, because the phone signals aren't always reliable, especially when there's a lot of people all trying to use the networks at the same time. So yeah, always have a backup as to where you're going to meet friends and loved ones. Another tip is to make sure you warm up before your run, before your race, because you've invariably spent time, you've sacrificed a lot of time, and you've put in a lot of effort to get ready for this particular run or this race. So don't spend the first couple of miles of your race warming up. Actually warm up before you get to the start line so that you can then enjoy the race itself, and yeah, get the most out of this event that you've signed up to. Another tip is to stick to your race plan. Do not expect any miracles when it comes to race day. You're not going to suddenly be able to run 2-3 minutes quicker per mile than you have been doing in your training. Stick to your race plan. Try not to get carried away, especially in those first couple of miles when everyone gets a little bit excited, which is totally normal. But it can be so easy to just get carried along. You go off far too quickly, and then it's going to come and bite you in the bum later on. Another tip is to drink small and often. In the couple of days leading up to your big race, you should be keeping on top of your hydration. And then on the day itself, I would try and have your drink with your breakfast, and then give it time to go down. And then when you get to the start area, when you get to wherever you need to be for the race, then start drinking again, but small and often. And keep an eye on that pee color, I guess, in terms of making sure that you stay hydrated. Don't let that pee go too dark, because then that invariably means you're dehydrated. Another tip is to smile for the cameras. Not only for the photos you're going to get afterwards, the official photos that you can download, but also because it's going to help lift you when you're running. One, it takes less effort in terms of the muscles used to smile, than to grimace. And secondly, it will give you a bit of a boost every time you smile, and running will suddenly feel just a little bit easier. Tip number, I can't remember what tip number this is, but penultimate tip is have your name on your shirt. Even if you have to scroll it on with a biro or a Sharpie or something, get that name on your shirt nice and big, because when you're running along, no matter what race there is, there's always going to be spectators, hopefully, and it helps the spectators to support you. If they see your name nice and big, they're going to shout out your name, and do not underestimate the power of some complete random stranger shouting out your name and geeing you on, because that will really help when you're struggling. And then finally, the last tip to help you make your race day go smoother is to wear that medal with pride. You've definitely earned it in terms of all the training and sacrifice, all the blood, sweat and tears that no doubt you've put into the training. So come the race day itself, you want to enjoy it. And when you finally cross that finish line and you get that medal, no one can ever take that away from you. So enjoy your race. Hopefully it goes smoother. Hopefully these tips will have helped you. And if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and see what we're getting on with here at MPRS, then please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks.